Mm. Welcome, welcome. Come on in, come on in. We are feeling peace together. The 91st live stream each morning, 9 a.m. We're feeling peace together. Now, I'm excited you're here. And if you're watching this on some sort of replay, please join us live. There's power here. I guarantee it. So, I'm going to tell you a story about my superpower. um, Now, for some of you younger folks, I'll have to give some context. There used to be this thing called Kinko's Copy Shop. That's right. There was a place where you would go, and there was a bunch of copy machines. And then behind the counter, there were people in blue aprons, and they had the super duper copy machines. And they would copy what was important to you. Let's just say it was your resume. Oh, I might have to explain that in just a moment. But they would copy your resume onto fancy paper so that you could mail it out to people. That's right. People actually used to have their resume printed on colored or textured paper, and they would mail it to their prospective employer. Okay, I know this sounds kind of weird in this age of just email it off or fill in the blanks, but that's how we used to live back in the 1980s and 1990s, especially. So I was one of those guys with the blue apron, and folks would find a way to get one good copy of their resume. Usually it was they would use the laser printer at work because people didn't have laser printers at home at that time. So they would surreptitiously type up their resume at work and then print it out on the laser printer and then come to Kinko's to make copies of it. Well, someone would come in and they were just very proud of this resume. They knew that they had put hours into this and that it was perfect. They would place their copy on the counter, and I would greet them, and the piece of paper would be facing them, and then he'd be looking down at it lovingly. And I would be looking at it upside down, and I would see all the mistakes in their resume. Misspelled word, um, something isn't aligned properly, uh, inconsistency in their formatting. My superpower was to just glance down and see everything that was wrong. Now, some people said, "Wow, thank you for letting me know. I wouldn't want to send out something with mistakes in it to my prospective employer." Other folks got angry with me and said, "Just copy it," because they had put so much time and effort into it that my noticing what was wrong um, did not serve them, and they just wanted to get it over with. So my superpower, and I've had it since I've been very young, is seeing what is wrong with something. I can go into the grocery store, see the apples sitting there on, all placed nicely, and I will see the one that's different, bruised, upside down. um, it's just what I do. Now, there are times when you want to see things as different. Um, Quality control, making sure that things are good to eat, for example. Something different might have something wrong with it. But there's times when my superpower has been a real pain to me and to the folks that love me. Um, if I am constantly seeing what's wrong with a situation, what is different, what could be improved, well, that isn't, it doesn't provide a very loving, let's put it, situation. So we've got 2 points of view. And most of us sort, it's a neurolinguistic programming term, sort by either likeness or difference. And you can notice whether when you look at something, do you see how things are similar? When you look at a person, do you see, wow, we've both grown up. We're both breathing oxygen. We both have loved ones, children, careers, hopes, dreams. Or do you see, ugh, I would never wear that hat? So we see things by difference or how they are the same. And that brings me to the quote from William Hall. He was a soldier born early in the 1800s, the last 2 centuries now, I guess. So he says, he was a soldier, by the way. And soldiers have a unique situation. We'll talk about that in just a moment. He says, we go on and on about our differences, but you know, our differences are less important than our similarities. There's many very touching stories of soldiers, people who we send out to fight the enemy. And how do we do that? We let soldiers know that that enemy is different than we are. They are different. And for some reason, that difference must be eradicated. And then there's stories of soldiers who come in close contact with the enemy and they find maybe pictures of children, loved ones, parents in their wallet, and it suddenly hits them. We are much more similar than we are different. I've been told that this person is different and bad, but hey, he's just like me. Think about the folks that you have conflict with. Do you see their similarities? Do you see that they have a history of having to go to kindergarten for the first time, having grown up, having lost a loved one? Do you see the similarities they have with you? Or do you see the conflict, the differences? And are you focusing on those? And that's how we can make this practical. You can figure out for yourself pretty quickly just by looking at certain things and noticing, am I seeing how they're similar? Or am I focusing on how they are different? And we can change this point of view. I know I have worked very hard at it, that I'm giving myself other choices other than seeing what is wrong with whatever is in front of me. I'm doing my best to notice what's the same, what resonates with me that is the same, that I and them can share. I invite you to do this too, because with a point of view of similarity, we notice there's a piece here. Yes. And they are part of this piece too. That brings us to the simultaneous peace. So I invite you now to notice the peace that's in, around, and throughout all. It can't be covered up by the recycle truck going by. It can't be covered up by anything we might notice that is different, because it's beyond the truck. It's beyond anything that makes us different. The peace is here now. And when we choose to focus on this peace, life feels a lot better in this living. So, I invite you, as you go forward through your day, with situations, people, noticing this peace and how it is here in all situations and with all people, all beings, here and now. I do hope this serves you. Please share it, like it. Give me some advice down below about how I might serve you even better. And I will talk with you tomorrow.